Hey guys, this is Andre, and welcome back to another Clash of Clans video. As you can tell, we're on my Town Hall 9, and this is pre-update footage, so this is before Town Hall 11 and all the updates were actually released. However, I still think the strategy is very viable since nothing has actually changed besides the Town Hall being on the inside. However, with the Town Hall on the inside, you're going to want to take the Town Hall because it has Dark Elixir in it, so this is still a very viable strategy. I am not 100% sure what to call it. A lot of people call it GiWi, but it also has Barbarians and wall breakers in it, so I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully I'll figure it out by the end of this video, so once I post it I can actually call it by its name. But for right now, we're just going to call it GiWi or GiWi. So the strategy is very similar to G-Barch. G-Barch is giants, barbarians, and archers. But with this strategy, you're going to have wizards in here, so they have a little bit more of a punch, and you can break into the center of the base using those four earthquake spells, and that's going to be key. Using those 4 earthquake spells gets you almost directly into the center of the base. You have a couple of wall breakers to help you get through the first couple of walls, but then you can use those 4 earthquake spells to get into the center and just take out that person's Dark Elixir or their Town Hall, because the Town Hall post-update is going to be in the center of the base, unless you're lucky and you find one on the outside, but it's mostly going to be in the center of the base, and you're going to want to take that out because it also is going to have Dark Elixir in it. So this is why I think the strategy is still very viable. I don't have any post-update gameplay footage of this attack, but it's going to be exactly the same. You're going to have the Town Hall on the inside, and that's going to be the only thing that's going to be different. So the difference between regular G-Barch or GiWi or GiWi, whatever you want to call it, is that this strategy has 4 earthquake spells. And I don't see a lot of people using this. I see people using jump spells and other stuff, but I really like earthquakes because it directly funnels into the center of the base and you don't have a time limit on it as a Town Hall 9, which sometimes that actually affects. I mean, your queen might go out into a different direction. She always doesn't go towards that jump spell that you put down, and other troops won't do the same thing. So the earthquake spell is pretty nice because it also frees up time on your spells if you're going to be doing this and boosting while you don't have a shield. With your new shield, with the new shield system, you want to do your attacks that, you know, have the most amount of impact in the beginning, but then when you don't have a shield and if you're still farming, GiWi or G-Barch or any of those strategies with the earthquake spells like I'm showing you here is pretty good because it's a fast-paced training time limit, and it's very good for breaking into the center of the base, taking out Dark Elixir, taking gold and elixir. It can even take out elixir and gold on the outside of a base in collectors because you can use it systematically to take it out, kind of like Barch, but you use Barch plus your giants to soak up even more damage. So if you want to see a G-Barch video of where I'm explaining this a little bit more in detail, I'll link it straight at the top center of the screen right now, so you guys can check that out. It describes the 3 or maybe 4 different kinds of raids that you'll actually be coming in contact with. So you're going to have collectors that are going to be full, you're going to have storages that are going to be full, you're going to have both collectors and storages that are going to be full. So it's only 3, but it kind of goes in detail and shows you visually each individual attack and explains them in depth. So it's a really good strategy to check out. So depending on what type of loot base you come in contact with, one of the 3, like this one where you have loot in the collectors and you have loot in the inside of the base where it's in the storages, you're going to attack it a little bit differently. But the ones you're looking for mostly with the 4 earthquake spells are the ones that have the loot both in the center of the base, outside of the base, or just in the center of the base. You can keep your spells if it's just on the outside of the base and not use your 4 earthquake spells, or you can just kind of G-Barch. So there's a couple of benefits of using the 4 earthquake spells. First of all, it's a little bit more reliable than the jump spell because even though they say it attracts troops to it, it usually doesn't do it for me because there's other buildings around the outside, and they'll rather go all the way around instead of going into the center of the base where you put your jump spell. The second one is because you're not making a jump spell or multiple jump spells in your spell factory, you can free up time by making earthquake spells in your dark spell factory. That means you'll be able to attack a lot more frequently when you don't have a shield. I usually attack with a pretty heavy army while I have a shield, but then when I'm running out of a shield or I don't have a shield anymore, but I still want to attack and I have a boost or I don't have a boost, then I'm going to use G-Barch or GiWi with the 4 earthquake spells, because it frees up time with those spells since it takes about an hour and 30 to 50 minutes making a full entire set of spells. And the third and final one is because you're using earthquake spells to break open a huge portion of the base, you don't need as many wall breakers. So by not taking as many wall breakers, I personally suck at breaking open walls with wall breakers. I have the shittiest luck, or I'm just not good at it, or the AI sucks or something, but I would take a little bit less wall breakers, use the wall breakers to break through the first layer, and then use your earthquake spells so you can get into a huge portion of the base, kind of like this. I threw in a couple wall breakers, but if you use less wall breakers, then you'll be able to bring more troops, which means you can have more giants or you can have more wizards. So that's going to be a little bit more firepower behind your giants, and it's going to be able to get a lot more loot in the long run. So that's another added benefit. But honestly, the main thing for me is I just wanted to try something new. So I know you guys maybe have your perfect farming thing where you do Lavalunion or you do some kind of Go Wipe, especially now, Go Wipe are some of the heavier armies. But I just needed something different, so I didn't want to create jump spells and wait a long time. So I just decided why not do earthquake spells, since it'll free up some time and it'll be pretty quick even while making wizards. You can do this with G-Barch, where you're making archers, but I like to do it with wizards just because it's kind of fun, and even though they take a little bit longer to train and they cost a little bit more elixir, they definitely pack a huge punch, which might help you get a lot more elixir and gold in the long run. So as we're cleaning up this base, we have 275,000 gold, 352,000 elixir, and almost 2.5k dark elixir. So that's a pretty good raid right there. So this is our final replay for the video. We're going to go back to base now, and we're going to go and upgrade my queen to level 22 so she can match my king, who is currently level 22. We have 124,000 dark elixir, and we're going to use 110,000 dark elixir to upgrade her for 7 days to level 22. So the main thing I'm focusing on right now is upgrading my royals, because I want to get them to max, which is level 30 at Town Hall level 9. One thing that I'm going to get to max before then is my walls, because I'm going to have a lot of elixir and a lot of gold, since I have everything else upgraded. So I'm focusing more on dark elixir right now and not so much on gold and elixir, because I'm going to have an abundance of that by the time I get my royals even close to level 30. Oh, and while we're talking about my royals, a lot of you have been asking about Super Queen, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload a Super Queen video tomorrow and then a tweaked Super Queen video the next day after that. But that's it for the video, guys. Make sure to leave a like, and if you're not already, make sure to be subscribed. Peace!